When electrical systems run smoothly, insulation is doing its job, keeping current where it's supposed to be. But over time, heat, moisture, vibration, and even dirt can break that protection down, leading to failures, downtime, or worse, safety hazards. That's why insulation resistance testing is so important. It helps detect deterioration early so you can fix issues before they become costly or dangerous. Today, we'll take a look at how insulation resistance works, the factors that affect it, and the 3 most common tests used to measure it: the spot reading, time resistance, and step voltage tests. In a perfect world, insulation would allow no current to flow through it. In reality, small amounts of current can leak due to wear and environmental factors. Over time, heat, cold, oil, corrosion, or aging can weaken the insulation, reducing its resistance and leading to equipment underperformance or failure. Insulation resistance testing applies a controlled DC voltage across the insulation, essentially a stress test. The higher the resistance, the better the insulation. Regular testing helps track insulation health, confirm repairs, and keep systems operating safely. To perform these tests, you'll need a Megohmmeter with a timed test function. AEMC Instruments offers models from 100 volts up to 15,000 volts, many compatible with DataView software for data analysis and reporting. Before you begin, safety always comes first. De-energize and isolate the equipment under test. Follow proper lockout and tagout procedures. Disconnect any neutral and ground connections. In general, the more equipment included in a test, the lower the resistance reading. Inspect for damaged components and make sure capacitance is fully discharged before and after testing. Note that AEMC Instruments Megohmmeters automatically discharge capacitance when not running a test. Finally, check current leakage at switches and other connections. When performing the test, restrict personnel access to the test site. Also, be sure to use personal protective gear such as gloves where appropriate. And after the test is complete, make sure the system under test is fully discharged. When you apply a DC voltage during a test, 3 types of current flow through the insulation. Capacitance charging current, a brief surge as the insulation charges, similar to a capacitor. Absorption current, caused by the polarization of the insulating material which decreases gradually over seconds or minutes. And conduction current, also known as leakage current, is the steady-state current that continues after charging is complete. Understanding how these components behave helps you interpret test results correctly, distinguishing normal behavior from insulation breakdown. Environmental conditions can affect readings. Excessive heat or cold, moisture, dirt, corrosive vapors, oil, soot, vibration, aging, and damaged wiring can all compromise an insulation system. Faulty insulation can result in equipment underperformance and downtime and be a serious danger to personnel. Always record temperature and humidity during tests. If results are taken at different temperatures, apply correction factors to standardize to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If the equipment's surface temperature is at or below the dew point of the ambient air, a film of moisture forms. This can significantly lower the equipment's resistance value. Ideally, all resistance testing should be done at the same temperature. If this is not possible, temperatures should be carefully recorded so correction factors can be applied to the resistance measurements. There are 3 common ways to measure insulation resistance. Each offers different insights depending on the equipment and environment. Let's break them down. The spot reading test is the simplest method. Apply test voltage for a fixed period, usually within 1 to 10 minutes, then record the resistance. It's best for small systems with little capacitance, like short cable runs. Comparing a series of tests over time, all at the same voltage and duration, can show insulation deterioration trends. If you notice a sudden drop after the consistent readings, it's likely the insulation is failing and needs attention, such as cleaning, upgrading, or replacing the insulation. To ensure your results are valid, spot testing should ideally only be performed on systems with temperatures exceeding the dew point. If tests are performed at different temperatures, carefully record the temperature of each test and apply the appropriate correction to determine what the resistance would be if the test were performed at 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius. The time resistance test, also called the dielectric absorption test, measures insulation resistance over 10 minutes. The results are plotted to show a curve that should rise steadily. Time resistance tests on large rotating electrical machinery, especially systems with high operating voltage, require high insulation resistance ranges and a very constant test voltage. From this data, two ratios can be calculated: polarization index, or PI, a 10-minute reading divided by a 1-minute reading, and a dielectric absorption ratio, or DAR, a 1 minute divided by a 30-second reading. PI values above 2 usually indicate good insulation. Lower values may mean moisture or contamination. Although DAR is no longer commonly used with newer insulation systems, it still may have applicability when testing older insulation materials. A third method is the step voltage test. This involves testing at least 2 or more test voltages and comparing the results. The test begins at an initial test voltage. At a specified interval, typically 1 minute, a measurement is recorded, after which the test voltage is increased. This increase is usually to 5 times the initial voltage. This process may be repeated through several steps, with measurements taken after 1 minute and the test voltage increased. A common practice is to test at 5 voltage steps. The step voltage test is designed to create electrical stresses on internal insulation cracks, identifying potential problems that may not be revealed by testing at lower voltages. Insulation that is thoroughly dry, clean, and in good physical condition should provide roughly the same resistance measurements across the voltage range. If resistance stays consistent across voltage levels, insulation is in good shape. If it drops sharply at higher voltages, the material may be cracked, contaminated, or deteriorating. Some higher functioning insulation resistance testers also offer ramp voltage testing. Ramp voltage testing is similar to step voltage testing, but instead utilizes a steadily increasing test voltage. This method is used to saturate and identify defects in an insulation surface, while lowering the risks associated with testing at a high voltage. That wraps up our quick introduction of insulation resistance testing. To learn more or find the right Megohmmeter for your application, visit AEMC.com, where you'll find our complete line of instruments, accessories, and training resources. Reach out to our tech support team if you have any questions about AEMC's family of Megohmmeters or insulation resistance testing. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on new products, quick tips, and helpful information. Measure up with AEMC Instruments.